Fake Radio. We here. The special guest back in LA. Back in LA. We're safe. We're here. Special guest, introduce yourself.
Hey y'all, I'm Caitlin.
Caitlin.
Spelled CTLN.
CTLN.
That's my artist name. CTLN, yeah.
When I met
Caitlin.
when I met you, it was
Caitlin Fisher.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then you changed it to CTLN.
Yeah, I had always wanted to like do an artist name change. I just I was sitting on Caitlin, CTLN, for probably like 10 months, and then I just like bit the bullet and did it. Cause like I don't know, like Caitlin Fisher's cool. It just like doesn't have like the ring to it. Also, there's a million ways to spell Caitlin and a million ways to spell Fisher.
Sure.
So it's just like the awkwardness of like having to spell it out for everyone. It's just like, let me just simplify it for everyone, including myself.
CTLN.
Yes. Well, yeah, Caitlin, and then just spelled CTLN. Although I think like half the people I've met like think my name is like CTLN. They're like, no,
it's Caitlin.
that's how it's spelled. But yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
For sure.
So you're from New Jersey, right?
New Jersey. Yeah.
And then you moved around. You were in Boston for a minute.
Yeah, I went to college in Boston.
Went to BU.
Yes, I had a previous life in acting.
Yeah.
I'm still like super passionate about acting and all that, but I just know I just need to commit all my energy and all my time to one thing.
Yeah.
My habit is to like dip my toes into a bunch of different things but kind of just like dangle at the surface. So I have really committed myself to diving into one thing, which is music. But yeah, I am trained actor. It really helped me like just become a better human being.
Yeah. So when did you like start? When did you like want to commit to music?
Yeah.
Fully.
So I've always been like singing my whole life, and like music has really always been the thing. I just didn't. We'll say I didn't believe in myself quite enough to like really take it to the next level. And then during COVID and probably like late 2020, I was going through this whole like awakening, spiritual awakening, like just becoming an adult, realizing things. And I was like, why would I not do what I know sets my soul on fire? And I know that's music. And I started like writing a little bit more. I kind of just out of like the necessity, like I just needed to pour all this shit out that was going on in my heart and in my mind. I needed some way to externalize this inner turmoil.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wrote some like really, really, really shitty songs at first. Really shitty songs. But it did light the fire enough in me to like want to continue doing that.
Yeah. The first thing I saw from your page is like a cover of 2 a.m. That's like the first.
That's so funny. Wow, you really did your research. So that song actually, do you know SZA's song 2 a.m.?
Right. Yeah.
So how she did her own version on Party Next Door's Come and See Me. So what I didn't get permission to do this. More asking for forgiveness rather than permission. But I took some of Come and See Me, I took some of 2 a.m. and then I like mashed them and then made my own version. And wrote my own original lyrics. Some of it was borrowed from the other two, and I kind of like weave all three stories together.
I like it.
And I called it 2 a.m. I spelled it differently than SZA.
That's true.
But yeah, for me, I weaved my story into theirs.
Yeah. And that was the first song that was just the first song?
That was the first song I recorded.
Okay.
I wrote it while I was working at Equinox at the clothing store in Brooklyn. I was just like, I had my headphones in and I just had nothing to do, so I just wrote it down.
Got you.
Yeah, and I like met some random dude and recorded it. That was shit. And then can I curse on here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So I met him at the gym and we recorded it, and it was really, really bad, like really bad. And I was so discouraged. But then I met this other guy named Jacob. I don't even know where, but he was like, yeah, like let's do it. And then it was way better and way more satisfied. But that was like my first ever like recording experience.
And this was in Brooklyn?
This is in Brooklyn.
And when did you move to LA?
I moved to LA that following September in 2022. Okay. Like the moment I decided to like take up space fully as a musician, like I went on TikTok late, but I used TikTok as a way to like practice taking up space just as a musician and like moving through the cringe and like seeing myself in this new space. And as I was starting to do that and really doing it, this opportunity through TikTok came to be mentored by these producers named StarGate.
Yeah, okay, yeah, StarGate.
Yeah. At their mentorship program in LA, and one thing led to the other, and I got in, and I was like, great, let's do it.
Okay, so they found you through TikTok?
I found them and I applied.
Got you.
And I sent them 2 a.m.
Oh, okay.
And they liked it enough to do an interview with me, and
they're the ones that did like Black and Yellow, right?
know about Black and Yellow. They did a lot of Rihanna. They did
Right.
Diamonds.
Okay. Yeah.
They work with Sam Smith a lot.
Right.
Literally everyone though, but like
No, yeah.
Sam Smith and Rihanna are like one of the big two. But
Yeah.
they're everywhere in the
I've,
pop
I've
scene.
always, whenever I check the like production credits, I'm like, oh, StarGate. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So I really learned about how to write. It was in a contemporary pop lens, but it really teach me how to like write a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to like meet with them and work with them.
Yeah, they were more like mentors, but yeah, I worked with them a bit. They like showed us their studio. They were in Venice at the time, and yeah, it was more like mentorship focused and just like a bit of a crash course on the music industry, like how to produce a song. Like they brought in the session from Money Long's Hours and Hours.
Okay.
The guy who mixed it, and then he like put it on the screen, and he like showed us step by step how he mixed it.
Got you.
Like social media, artist development. Like it was kind of like everything.
That's cool. That reminds me of back in Boston, they got IDK's No Label Academy.
Oh, I actually haven't heard that. I'm surprised I didn't hear about that in Boston.
It's new. They started doing it like after you moved out.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, this was like in 2021.
Got you. Okay.
But yeah, similar thing, like a week-long course.
Oh, this was 9 months.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like similar kind of like introductory type. From what I've heard.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. And the first song I think I met you in 23. First song I remember hearing from you was the song Realign.
Oh my god. Yeah, Realign. Yeah. That one was I've tried the whole thing of like meeting a producer and how like hiring him externally to like write a song, and the song I had already had like written pretty much. I just needed someone to help me bring it to life. I honestly wouldn't recommend that to people because I find I just paid like too much money for someone who didn't want to like give all their sauce to the track because it like wasn't. I'm like don't have the following, or like I don't have the labels to like give him what he wants, like the clout and the money.
Yeah.
So I just felt like he was holding back and he wasn't interested. I've done this with a few people, and they're just, I don't find they're interested in making the best song possible. They're just like trying to like get the job done and get the money. And it was a very like, I'm satisfied with how the song came out. And I really love the switch up in that song and how it switches into more like a realigned, like peaceful, like soundscape.
Right. Yeah. I got the.
Yeah. But, it did fall a little short of my goals because of like the collaboration didn't feel like organic or super creative.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. But now you got a new EP.
I do. Yes, I do. I'm really happy with that. I wrote a lot of those songs at LAMP, that StarGate program.
Okay.
And then I wrote some outside of that program. It's a bit half and half. And yeah, it's all just about like my journey of softening into myself and my healing journey and the result that's come from that. So through finding strength in softness, through falling in love, through getting my heart broken, through learning about forgiveness, like the song Crossroads.
Right. Yeah.
That's like a breakup song, and it's actually like you wouldn't even like know that like the relationship ended in like flames, but instead of like writing a diss track about my ex, like I chose for my own healing and just to like actually genuinely process this and keep love for him in my heart. Like I wrote like a breakup song with more of like a forgiveness, loving like connotation. Like if we're meant to be, we'll see. But like right now, I just got it to me and I gotta let you go. But just doesn't mean I love you.
That was good. And that's the one that ends with like a poetry.
The bridge is the poem. Yeah. Releasing ends with like a little spoken.
That one has like,
I do love spoken word poetry, and I have written many poems in my days, and I really am conscious about fusing that with my music. And I'm not like a rapper by any means, not a rapper, but I do find a lot of power in poetry, and it just says different things than song lyrics and melody can. And it like really like it feels like a direct address to the audience in a satisfying way. For sure.
Yeah. And Apple Music considers your music R&B. That's
Oh, it does? Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. I'm a Spotify girl, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
I literally don't check Apple Music. But yeah, R&B, pop. I would say R&B pop.
Yeah, that's how.
But like my voice is soulful, but I wouldn't say I have like neo soul music necessarily. Although the music I'm starting to write now, I'm wanting to not switch, but I'm lean into that direction a bit more with more like organic instruments and stuff. But yeah, I grew up on pop music, like
Okay.
solo female pop artists like Demi Lovato, Miley
Okay.
Cyrus. Like I was a big Disney girl.
Okay. Okay.
And Kelly Clarkson,
Yeah.
like those people. So
Yeah.
I can't deny that those haven't influenced me
Uh-huh.
a lot. And like the structure of pop music that I'm used to and that I learned at LAMP definitely influenced my tracks. But I listen to R&B music. I'm inspired by R&B music. My voice suits R&B music more.
Yeah.
It's just the soul and the character of it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And how did you, so you've been singing all your, is there like, because you have a very, like, naturally very good voice. Did you do a lot of vocal training as a kid? Like,
I just did choir growing up. I've never taken like a formal vocal lesson.
okay.
Like a one-off 30-minute session maybe, but
Gotcha,
like
gotcha.
no, it's really just been choir and paying attention. Like, and I was very involved in choir, and I was in a cappella, and I was like leading the a cappella group. So that's where I learned about music theory and performance, and just like practicing a ton in like literally just practicing a ton.
Yeah.
I also did musical theater,
Right.
but my like I never got like the lead. I never got the part I wanted because growing up, I literally felt like a boy going through puberty. Like my voice would crack. I had this low voice, but then it was like kind of high sometimes. It would crack. I just didn't have much control over it. And even now, like the conventional way of measuring like the quality of a voice is usually how high someone can belt or how like flashy their voice is, and I've just never had that. And so like I never was really celebrated for my voice, and I didn't really celebrate it too much either, but I kept singing always. But I always felt like second best or off to the side or like sidekick, and it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, it's and in a way like stepping into my main character energy through my own artistry and my own artist project feels healing. And it shows. I'm like, yeah, I definitely like these bitches were crazy. Like should have been spotlight.
You should have been.
Thank you.
In the spotlight.
Thanks.
Wait, you were in the a cappella group at BU though?
Yeah, I was in an all-female group.
Okay. Wait, what was it called?
Coarsely Yours.
Coarsely Yours? Okay.
We just called ourselves Chords.
Cool.
Yeah, I was a bass. I beatbox too.
Okay.
Pretty good beatboxer.
Oh, you were beatboxing too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I beatbox now for one of my friends and other artists. Her name is Sam Sharman.
Okay.
I beatbox for her with some of her tracks.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Like I never did that outside of acapella.
Nice.
But it's cool.
No, it's cool. Yeah. That's BU's a crazy school because I know so many people that went there. Like I know.
Really, I feel like I know nobody who goes there.
I know so many people that. Well, I'm from Boston.
Yeah.
So and my high school was. I think it was a bridge. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was a bridge school to BU's because a lot of.
What was it called?
Boston Latin Academy.
Boston what?
Latin Academy.
Oh no.
Yeah. No. Well. So I'll like meet people who go to BU all the time, and I'll be like, "Oh, you know this person, this person, this person."
Like, nope.
Like, no, I've never.
BU's huge. I never thought it was huge. I never knew about it until I started applying to colleges because I have a good acting program.
Yeah.
But other than that, like academically, I didn't really consider it.
Right.
And then I'm hearing like occasionally people say they went to BU, but that's not common for me.
No, my mom went to BU, but I.
Cool. What'd you study?
French.
Okay, cool.
So, and my grandfather was a professor.
Yeah, why did you go there? You were a shoo-in, you know?
I went to Fitchburg State, which was like a state school, and then I transferred to Emerson because I was like, Emerson's the best film school.
Yeah, it's better than BU, yeah.
Like, I'll just do that. But Emerson, if I meet someone who goes to Emerson, they'll know everybody I know.
Yeah,
it's the opposite.
Emerson's tiny.
Emerson's a small one, yeah.
Yeah. But in the creative scene, it's like I hear more people from Emerson than BU in the creative scene. Whether you're like film, music.
LA?
Yeah, New York.
Oh, in New York too? Interesting. Because Emerson has the campus on LA. More alumni.
Oh, yeah.
More alumni from Emerson live in LA.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew someone who did the LA program. Cool.
Me too.
Really? Oh, shit.
Me, Adam, and we.
Is that what inspired you to come out here after?
Well, I chose Emerson partially because of the LA program because I knew I wanted to move to LA.
Gotcha.
I just wanted to just move to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Just to do that.
I had always wanted to move to LA. I used to live here actually in Irvine in Orange County when I was a kid. And I always wanted to move back. And like I almost went to USC for college. I almost moved to LA after college, but the pandemic hit. But like looking back, if I had moved to LA earlier, without knowing and having like the inner grounding that I did when I moved,
Yeah.
I probably would have left immediately, or I would have been really more depressed than I have been here.
Yeah.
And just like swallowed.
That's true. LA, there's a big, I've talked about it on the show. It's like there's a big like hysteria, I
Yes.
feel like, with like a lot of bullshit.
But
That,
it's so low key. Like you can't like
yeah.
it's so chill,
Uh-huh.
but it's not chill.
But then
And no
yeah,
one's chill.
but
Yeah.
then it's like you just get yourself into like weird situations. Like, yeah,
Yeah, I've never had so many older men like approach
for
me and
real.
like hit on me and
For
like seriously want to date me. And I'm like,
yeah.
you're like in your 40s.
No, that's true, yeah.
But like yeah, so like I've just had to like look out for things that like I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like no hate to people who have like 20-year gap relationships, but just the way they were approaching me was very unfamiliar and
Yeah.
not for me.
Yeah, no, LA dudes are thirsty.
Thirsty. That's a good way to put it.
No, but I've also like myself. I like sometimes I'll just be like in a situation. I'll be like, I gotta leave. Like, why? I gotta.
Yes.
And in Boston, I never really had that situation.
I had that a lot, but more just like parties and stuff. Like I'm not a big partier. I'm always
Okay.
kind of like I'm always the first one to leave the function. I love me some Irish goodbyes.
Yeah.
But I would have this like big FOMO of
Mhm.
like leaving and like the fear of missing out if I did leave,
Yeah.
especially when you're in college and you're like it's so social.
Yeah.
But and I do feel that triggered in LA for like networking events, or
Right.
like
Right.
things where it's important to like stay, and music stuff happens so late in the day. But like
It's true.
I love my bedtime, so like I really had to find a balance of like staying when I want to stay and leaving when I want to leave, and
Yeah.
not feeling bad about it.
Boston shit closes early though. So.
Max 2 a.m. So does LA though.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
at least coming from Brooklyn, like
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
average things close at like 3 or 4, but
Mhm.
LA it's like sharp 2 a.m.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It is like a sharp 2 a.m. all the time.
Stream a song 2 a.m.
2 a.m. Yeah, shit.
Hey.
Extreme. Yeah. Um, where you have another song called 20 Million Love Songs.
Yeah.
It's fire.
You like that
I
song?
like the song.
Oh, thank you.
What's the story behind that song?
The story behind that is like that song is so literal. It's like
Um,
the experience of me falling in love for the first time.
Gotcha.
It's based on a real person, based on a real experience. I wrote it in real time as this was happening. I was probably like 4 months into that relationship,
Okay.
and I wrote it at LAMP at the StarGate program.
Mm-hmm.
I had every week you get assigned like a new group, you have a new mentor, you have a new assignment,
Yeah.
and so these people who I'd come into the room with, they were just like asking like the basic questions about just like get some inspiration, and
Yeah.
then I just like started asking about my relationship, and I just started like kind of like crying about how much like how safe I felt and how much permission I felt to like soften,
Yeah.
and like in myself and like from this person's energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, "Oh, well, that's obviously what we're gonna write about. Like, there's like look at the emotion behind that."
Mm-hmm.
And this, do you know who Sabrina Claudio is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a Sabrina Claudio's song Nurture was like the reference song.
Yeah.
And then from there, the song came. I had some help co-writing, but I pretty much wrote most of those words. I had help like writing melody, and
Yeah.
the producer, she's really good at guitar.
Gotcha.
And she like whipped up the chords. It was a very collaborative process, but
Mm-hmm.
every word came from me. And even if someone had thought of a word, like I kind of like, you know, shaped it and gave it the stamp of approval.
Yeah.
And really all of that, I knew I was kind of going to release it when the song was coming out, but all I wanted to do at the end of that week was like sit him down and play the song for him.
Yeah.
And I did.
Yeah.
And like, it was like the demo, it was like the scratchy demo, but that like that moment, I was like sitting on the couch, he was laying on the floor, just like closing his eyes, and I know that was a very special moment for the both of us.
That's cool.
Because no one had ever written a song about him.
Right.
I had never written a song about anyone like directly like that.
Yeah.
And it was just such a beautiful moment.
Gotcha.
And yeah, no matter where the song goes, that's the moment of success that I pinpoint.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go stream it.
Bro.
And the music video.
That's true.
Yeah.
So who did the visuals for the?
Me.
Yeah,
I conceptualize, direct, star, and edit all of my videos.
That's incredible. And you have another one coming out.
Yeah. So I had a song called Pain Tolerance that's like my latest release off of Soften.
Mm-hmm.
I really love that song. I collaborated with this producer artist named Avara.
Yep.
And we released the track in October,
Yep.
and then that was the music video I had filmed in August, and
Uh-huh.
the guy who filmed it was just like, it's not it. The
Yeah.
footage wasn't as like, I just didn't get back as much usable footage as I
Yeah.
wanted. So I was just very discouraged, and
Uh-huh.
took like 4 months later, and then I finally started editing it again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited about it, and I'm so happy I waited, because if I had tried to like muscle my way through editing it
Yeah.
and then just put it out to put it out, like I wouldn't really have like served it well.
Right.
So I'm happy I took this time, and I'm like, I think it's the best one. Yeah.
That's dope.
And this is like, it tells the most like meaningful story too.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for it. Look,
That's
it's probably coming out end of the month, maybe
okay.
beginning of February.
Okay. Exciting.
Yeah.
Um, and so you direct your own videos, and now for the new EP, how'd you find the producers? How'd that work? Because
Everyone is new. Like
yeah.
almost all the producers are different.
Uh-huh.
Like half the songs were written at Lamp, and I
Yeah.
just like every week we were just assigned a group, and like that's just what happened.
cool.
And if the song hits, the song hits.
Yeah.
And then after Lamp, I connected with Avara on TikTok, and then we collabed from there when she moved to LA.
Yeah.
And then Can We Survive Part 2, I made myself.
Okay.
I produced that myself, as more of an experiment and like dark night. I was going through a really dark time, and
Gotcha.
when you just like need music, you just like need
Yeah.
to write, or you need to create. It was
Yeah.
literally one of those moments. So I just like opened my laptop, my first time ever like messing around on Logic, and
Yeah.
that's what came of it. And I was like, I like it.
That was part two.
Part 2, yeah, I wrote part 1 at
Okay.
Lamp.
Okay, you wrote, and then part two. You always knew that there was gonna be a part two, or that?
No, I
Oh.
made this chord, I made the melody, I made the beat, and then I was like, just like coming up with melody passes, and then I was
Yeah.
like, I was humming to myself, and I was like, wait, the song I wrote last year can survive. Like, and I tried out the chorus on the new beat, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So I took the same hook, and then I kind of like retold a different version of the same story
Gotcha.
in part 2,
Uh-huh.
with more like pain and sadness and
Yeah.
hindsight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Can We Survive Part 1? I knew I was gonna release part 2 before part 1,
Gotcha.
just because the immediacy of the emotion. I just needed to get it out to like let
Yeah.
it go.
Right.
And also, like, I don't know, why not? Like, flip it.
Uh-huh.
Leave them on their toes a little bit.
For
So yeah. And then I just like met some other people just by being outside in LA.
awesome. Let's see what else. You do modeling as well.
Yeah, I do.
right? Yeah.
Stalked me. Whoa.
I gotta do the
Damn.
research. I gotta do the research.
Yeah.
When did you start modeling? When did you get into it?
Yeah, so I was approached by this modeling agency called Zebedee Talent. They're an inclusive agency focused on representing people with physical and mental differences.
Yeah.
So for the viewers that don't know, I do have burn scars on my legs.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was involved in this burn accident when I was a baby.
Baby.
And I was modeling just like very informally, like for myself, kind of just like, I just like taking pictures, like
Yeah.
always like taking pictures, and let's make it meaningful. And so I started doing that. And then I did
Mhm.
this like Instagram takeover for this scar account and did a photo shoot with that.
Okay, cool.
And then from there, that modeling agency, Zebedee, hit me up, and they wanted to represent me. And I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mhm.
So I've been mostly doing like either like print model auditions or commercial auditions with them.
Okay.
I don't really do many like film and TV or like real like acting stuff with them.
Right.
But I mean, like, I'm down to take
Is-
whatever comes my way, you know?
Yeah. Did you having an acting background in theater? Did you find it hard to start modeling when it?
No, it
Okay.
helped me feel more comfortable with like
Okay.
and more aware of how to use my body.
Okay.
And same with music. Like it's helped me like think directorially for music videos,
Yeah.
think direct like how to like directing my own like brand, and how to
Mhm.
think like about who am I, what do I want to say, thinking about like not just trying to make it hit, but I'm really interested in like the art of like creating like an artist. Like
Yeah.
it's me, like Caitlin and my artists and the songs that I make, it's me for sure, but it's like a more heightened and condensed version of myself. Like I'm not always here with like makeup. I'm not always like minimally clothed and like, because like a lot of my music videos, like I do just prefer to be just to show my scars and like have
Yeah.
that political message be there without needing to like talk about it necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
That was super all over the place, but
No,
I arrived somewhere.
no. It's good, and it's like it's a powerful message to like see.
Yeah.
You know, so,
Ultimately, like that message is why I'm doing what I do, no matter if I'm doing music or if I'm acting or if I'm modeling or if I'm doing my personal training, yoga, like side business. Like,
because you do yoga too.
yeah. That's like the purpose of that is all aligned, which is to inspire people to embrace themselves and their truth unapologetically by watching someone give themselves permission to do it for themselves. So like being like so public and like unapologetically myself and like bearing my scars, bearing my soul in my music and choosing to be seen in how I am in process.
Yeah.
I hope that can inspire people to do that for themselves. Because ultimately, like, no one can do it for you. Like, you're the only one who can free yourself.
You're the only one who can free yourself. It's a very good.
All I'm gonna, and so like, it also takes the pressure off. Like, all, all I need to do is like do myself and do me like so well and so truthfully, and that is the measure of success.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, you talk a lot in your music about like therapy and like you know, realizations you made in therapy, and you would say, I'm assuming that music, that like the songwriting is like a form of therapy.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I can like look back on this, like, it's like a little time capsule.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, I used to feel that way. And then somehow, like, once I released the song and let it sit for a few months, I like look back and I'm like, oh, I'm not there anymore. In the best way. I'm like, nice. I'm not realizing in the moment that it's like healing me, but the whole like process of writing and releasing and promoting and like creating visuals with it, and it just helps it makes something else like larger than life, like outside of the experience, and it makes me more excited about it. It puts more like love into the experience.
Yeah.
Then I can feel it.
That's what's dope about all art is you can just like it's like a snapshot into like where your head was at and you're like a very vulnerable and intimate way. So it's like that's what I like the podcast too. It's like I'll like watch episodes and I'll be like, oh, I was like hella mad in that episode.
Yeah.
Because of like some stuff that had nothing to do with it. Like
How you feel today?
I'm feeling a little tired because you know I've been out a while. You know, the fires at the time of this recording, the fires are like you know outside of this area, so I can finally like go outside more. So I've gone outside a lot.
Yeah.
But you know we're happy, we're grateful. It's a new year. So
what are your goals for the year?
My goals for the year. I don't know if I can say them on air, but I can tell you off air. Yeah.
Sorry, y'all, you don't get to know.
I have a lot of goals, but a lot of goals with this podcast too. A lot. There's gonna be a lot more fake radio this year and other.
Stay tuned.
For real. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Feeling good right now?
Yeah, I'm feeling good right now. Yeah.
You got the EP is out. You went to Japan too, right? You didn't go.
I was gonna go. I know. I was. Yeah. So I found out I have a hernia. Damn. I had like a small hernia. I just got surgery for it like about 6 weeks ago. Yeah. But I found out like literally right when we were gonna leave. So I just like didn't feel comfortable going with this. Like. Yeah. I was just like a mess. Yeah. I was just like, I can't go.
But the EP is out.
The EP is out. I'm so happy it's out. Once I put it out though, I was just like ready to take a break, and I'm building up endurance as an artist to like, because it's really once the thing is released, like that's when the promotion like really begins. Yeah. But I just felt very discouraged from the whole process of like EP, and I'm not gonna mention it on this podcast, but just the creation of the EP was just very like disappointing, and like we were talking about like lack of communication, like other people letting you down, and like your creative vision is in other people's hands, and it's just like really risky, and especially if you don't meet the right people. So I was just like really discouraged and like really over it, and I needed to just like sit with like this, like heal, like shed some things, like reorient my intentions behind making music and creating a more of a sustainable intention. Yeah. And so I'm now feeling more of that, and I'm interested. I'm in this like space of feeling really inspired to write right now and see where all this like work and all this releasing and all this healing where it has led me. So you'll find out with me. I'm excited to see. I don't know where it's gonna go.
And so, what do you have any goals for 2025? What's Caitlin 2025?
Truly, like surrender to life's unfolding and not in a passive way, like in the most active way. Like I don't want to muscle so hard to get things done, because that's what led me to that like burnout at the end of the year.
Gotcha.
And I still have goals and I'm still working on things, but I'm not so pressed and like control freak. Like
Right.
I'm trying to let the creative process like freaking breathe.
Yeah.
And I've seen it like evidence of it in my life. Like once when I'm operating from that more embodied, grounded, flow state kind of
Yeah.
like intention, things just happen like quicker. Things
Yes.
happen like beyond your wildest dreams. And not that I can't be attached to that output. Because if I'm already thinking about the output, I'm kind of already selling myself out. Like
Yeah.
I just have to be so like locked in like to the process.
Absolutely. I totally got like flow state. Like I always tell people like who I swear like always go with the flow. Like that's always how I've gotten the most stuff done. Just going like, oh, this is going on now. This person's doing this. Like let me ride with this way. Yeah.
And if things come up, like meet things as
Yeah.
they come up. Cause like
Exactly.
I can be a procrastinator and like
Right.
just out of this like anxiety of like making things happen, I just get like stressed about like doing things, but like kind of like letting things come as they come and letting things go as they go. It's really simple, but it's probably like one of the hardest things for me to do.
For real, it is tricky sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes,
tricky,
yeah.
But
So yeah, I have a song that I'm working on right now that I'm gonna come out with. Probably, if I had to guess, March. We'll see.
okay.
That's just what seems like the what could happen.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I have like planned on releasing.
Gotcha.
Right now, besides that music video.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really just like I'm open.
Yeah.
I'm really open.
Cool. Here at Fake Radio, we have a game. So choose one artist who you want to collab with, whether it's production, like singing, like
Okay, I
feature,
already got it.
like who you know personally, like Paul.
Oh.
Yeah, and then one artist who's like just a dream artist, like who you don't know.
I can give you two dream artists.
Okay.
One dream artist is Cleo Soul.
I see that. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Second dream artist is her.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, voice is like better. Artist I know that I really want to collab with. Oh my god.
Yeah, I got one. I don't know if you know them, but are you hip to CD Rose?
That sounds so familiar. I definitely do.
Okay, we should do a song. That would be.
Okay, CD hit me up.
Yeah.
I'll hit you up. Yeah, I've really just been like interested in other people's like own game, like or own worlds and like how they're playing the game. But I haven't thought about like people really. It's time to. No, thank you for like actually putting that into my mind. Yeah.
That's always good.
Like I'm really interested in collaborating with like musicians and like producers and stuff, but like other artists I haven't like thought about because I've really just been thinking about myself.
Yeah.
I guess.
Do you play your own instruments too? Because I've heard.
I play the piano a little bit.
Piano on the final song on the EP.
Yeah.
That's you.
And I'm songwrite, sing, beatbox a little bit.
Yeah.
I can make my own drums if I need to.
Cool.
And yeah, that's it.
When did you learn how to play piano?
When?
Yeah.
In high school.
Okay.
Yeah, my friend was just like playing covers during choir class, and like she was getting everyone to sing, and she was like gathering community, and I was like, I want to do that.
Cool.
So I learned.
Awesome. And you went to high school in New Jersey, or okay, and then you went to Boston, BU for.
Yeah, I moved around a bit when I was a kid. Like I lived in Nashville for a season.
Right.
But yeah, mostly Jersey.
What made you choose BU in Boston?
Vibes.
So
it was either between USC, their BA acting program, or BU's BFA acting program.
Yeah.
And I just felt like a way better, like chiller vibe in Boston. Like and I felt like because in the world, like the Bachelor of Arts in theater, like is less concentrated and less like exclusive as the Bachelor of Fine Arts.
Yeah.
And I felt that like exclusivity kind of in USC, and they said they wouldn't treat you differently, but I felt that.
Yeah.
This was it was really just like a vibe check that I felt.
Boston's the greatest place.
I like it. I like it's cool, but I was totally ready to go in 2020.
Got you.
It just felt like a smaller New York to me.
Yeah, that's valid. Depending on where you.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm very privileged to. I grew up there, and I feel like I'm very privileged. I feel like where I went to high school and the people who I met, and like just the work, like the jobs my parents had introduced me to a lot of different people. So I feel like I really got like the best picture of what Boston is. So I really love it. And if the music scene was not popping in LA, I would move back to Boston.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
But Yeah, I love Boston a lot.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I like Boston. I
Yeah.
would say I love it. I've had a lot of
Yeah.
growth there though, and
No,
a
for
lot
sure.
of, like it's got a fond place in my heart.
Yeah, for sure. No, I know a lot of people who went to college who kind of do think of it more like New York. But it's like there's different pockets of it for sure.
For sure. It's cleaner than New York though.
It
I will
is
say it's
cleaner.
cleaner. Yeah.
Cleaner than New York. For sure. Let's see what else. Do you have a favorite song of yours, or is that too hard to?
No, I would probably say Plenty Love Songs. Yeah.
Cool,
Or
cool.
Crossroads.
Okay.
Crossroads, just the birth of that song
Yeah, yeah.
also came out of like such necessity, and I wrote that song in a day.
Yeah,
And if I write a song in a day and in like one sitting, like I know it's good.
that's cool.
Because usually like it takes a few sittings for me.
Absolutely. What's the story behind the song "I Need a Break"? I like that song.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's like a niche one. Yeah. That song, I wrote it at Lamp. I was like
Okay.
really over it. I kind of hated everyone.
Yeah.
I felt very lonely just in LA and in life in general. And I felt like those things were happening so fast, and I just needed a break from the people at the program. I just needed a break from work, from life, from change. Like what I really needed a break from was from change.
Gotcha.
And I didn't want to quit, but I just felt so like helpless and like
Yeah.
that's why the chorus is just like this like big explosion, like the low end hits and like the melody soars up. It's just this literally like cry for help.
Yeah.
And yeah, just saying like I need a break, but I don't want to stop. I need a break before I completely stop.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm gonna burn out.
Right. Well, Caitlin, do we have any final message to deliver? Advice, whatever.
You are free. You may or just not know it yet. You're already free.
That's true.
So my life is about freeing myself, and I hope your life is about freeing yourself and discovering more of who you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
First episode back in LA for 2025. Shout out Jimmy K Feds and the Sweet Squad.
Shout out.
It's
I don't know
Bill
you.
Free Palestine.
Yes.
Rack Skills. Caitlin. Yeah.